My name is Tim Fouth. My role as an educator is that I am the assistant principal at Grafton Middle School. I've been there for 9 years, and I've been a lucky recipient of the Life Changer of the Year award a couple of years ago. And my role in Do Kind is that I am the founder and president of our small but awesome nonprofit that we started about 2 years ago. Our mission is to change the world one act of kindness at a time while making public school fundraising significantly easier. How it works is that we ultimately partner with public schools, whether that would be a teacher, an administrator, a counselor, it could be a parent as well. We just need that first entryway into the public school, where that public school individual basically says, hey, we heard about your idea. Can you tell us a little bit more about it? And ultimately that school has to come up with an idea on what they want to use the funds for. Over the past year and a half, we've been doling out $500 to each school that we've partnered with. And we like to say that those dollars can be allocated in between the bookends of curriculum resources or endeavors or community resources and endeavors, and anything that kind of comes in the middle of that. Then we come up with the operational approval, where we then come up with a date that we agree upon. And on that date, we drop the list of 50 acts of kindness to that particular point person. And then they go and they try to accomplish all the acts of kindness that are on that list. If they don't do those things, then we cut a check for $500 the next day, making us the quickest nonprofit and fundraising turnaround in the country. That's really the power of kindness, and that's the power of Do Kind, and in connecting with all 12 of our successful partnerships and schools that we've had in the past. When we have the reflection meeting afterwards, every educator or every teacher that we've connected with speaks unbelievably of the power of that day, that it's a day that really kind of transforms their school. It's a day that really unites everybody from different genres and different sects of friendship and different kind of walks of life together in the common bond of kindness. But I think the added feature that Do Kind has that really does well in a school setting is the competition aspect of it. These schools have to accomplish all 50 acts of kindness in a 24-hour period. So it's really cool to see communities and schools rally and almost try to beat the clock to accomplish the mission. And there's something special about that spirit of competition. And that has been really a unifying feeling within all 12 schools. Schools and social and emotional development in general are in need of any resource that is within their purview to try to help students along and staff along in some variety. The pandemic has certainly affected the social and emotional development in students. And any shot of SEL or social and emotional learning, which certainly Do Kind is all about, that any school can kind of take advantage of is the shot that they really kind of need. It's a nice jolt. It's a nice 24-hour boost, if you will, to kind of kickstart whatever momentum needs to be gained within a school-based setting or a community-based setting. And the pandemic kind of unfortunately taught us that. And wherever each district was or each state was with regards to hybrid or full remote, educating in a pandemic was really hard and really challenging. And now we're seeing some of the effects of it. So I think anytime that a school district can get a shot of SEL, and take advantage of it, it's only going to be for the better. Coupled with the fact that every school district really kind of took their priorities of fundraising and put them way down low last year, because operationally and health-wise, those had to be the priority. So to kind of reintroduce Do Kind at this time on the tail end of the pandemic, so to speak, I think the timing is really fantastic. I think COVID kind of taught us a really good lesson in kind of what we're doing right now, that we don't actually have to physically be on site to carry out our mission or our endeavor. And we can do a lot of this stuff over Zoom or Google Meets or virtual or things like that. So any school in the country is eligible for it, but we're also expanding just kind of outside the classic classroom walls. Now we're starting to partner with public school athletic departments, as they're also in a need for fundraising as well, whether it be for new uniforms or new equipment or outdated equipment, or even from a football team perspective, safety equipment. Helmets have to be updated year after year. So we're finding a lot of success in partnering with public school athletic departments as well. There's no better buzz than when we partner with a school and we see the acts of kindness come in our listserv and in our feed. It is by far the best feeling, and it's the most contagious energy. And if we can do it for every school across the country, we certainly would, because there's no better feeling than being a part of generating kindness and generosity and community service. There's just nothing better than it. Sometimes in the fast-paced world that we live in, and in the highly influenced social media world that we live in, it's hard to pause and kind of do those things, as simple as they may sound. But we have to continue that mission. We have to continue doing it, because that's really the only way. I can tell you that our first school that we partnered with, they came down to the last 15 minutes to submit their last entry. And the last entry was that somebody had to take their spare change at home and go to a local Coinstar, which is located in most shopping centers or supermarkets in the New England region, dump their coins into the Coinstar, and then take that receipt for whatever the money was worth and give it to a person in line to help offset the cost of their groceries. And it happened to be, I think the timing was perfect. It happened to be somebody who was, so to say, a bit down on their luck, and they cried kind of there right on the conveyor belt, and they thought it was the greatest act of kindness that could come their way. Another story, and there's tons of stories that come with this, but another story is that we partnered with an educator in New Jersey, and she did it in her school, and it was a fantastic event, and they crushed it. But even demonstrating these acts of kindness in front of her own children, 2 weeks later, her own children were seen at their local soccer game picking up trash. And when the mom went up to the kids afterwards and said, "Thank you so much, that was so great, why'd you do that?" And the kids said, "Mom, we saw you and how inspiring the acts of kindness were when you did the Do Kind event. We just thought that it would be something nice." So all the things really that we want our kids to know and have and to be able to do, they're every parent's best wishes, to have their kids be kind and be great people and be good people and be have great morals. But it's one thing to want that, and it's one thing to wish that. We have to do it. We have to physically be explicit and show what kindness means, what kindness can do for others, because we can't talk it into reality. We actually have to do it, which is why our nonprofit is called Do Kind.